Hello everyone, let's talk about Lab 3. The goal of this lab is to explore correlations between the magnetic field and distance both on and off the axis of XYZ. The methods we used were utilizing the magnetometer to get the x component of the magnetic field, then plotting data points in a logarithmic graph. Then we made the glow script model of magnetic field at 45 degrees and compared it with the measured value. The main physical principle used in here is of course Biot-Savart law, which relates magnetic field with the displacement and the dipole moment. The dipole moment is especially important here because that's what makes the magnetic field go from north to south, which has great implications in the later experiment. So the observations of the actual physical experiment were the following. When the magnetometer is far away from the magnet, it measures a near zero magnetic field in the x direction, which is mainly because the magnetic field is just not strong enough to reach the magnetometer when it's far away. And as the magnetometer moves closer to the magnet, it measures the x component of the magnetic field. And it's increasing as it moves closer because the measure stick is orthogonal to the north of the magnet, which changes the x component. This is the data we got from the physical experiment. We used the log graph in order to linearly correlate the displacement and the magnetic field. For this lab, we assumed that magnetic field is constant and equals to k times r to the power of n. We needed to determine k and n, which we did from the graph on the right. So in this graph, magnetic field is on the y-axis and the displacement is on the x-axis. N is the slope, which is about minus 2.97, and y-intercept is k, which is about minus 14.336. This is the GlowScript code that I wrote to computationally check the physical experiment. And this is the result. The purple arrow represents the magnetic field. The most important conclusion from this graph are the values below, which are extremely similar to the results of the physical experiment. Finally, I'm going to answer the questions below. Putting a stick at an intermediate angle would make the data much more inaccurate, because the magnetic field will contain unnecessary magnetic fields. For the second question, there would be a greater magnetic field due to the magnet field superposition.